For the first time since Apollo, NASA is sending a lander to the moon, and they already have a problem. It's Thursday, January 11th, 2024, and this is episode 91 of Yay Space, the Tech Review. This is the place where you get the most important news from innovation, technology, and social media. I'm Tarek Madani Mamluk, and for the second time this year, by my side, I have Vincent Irmler. How are you today on this Thursday, Vincent?
I am great. Thank you so much for asking. I'm a bit under shock still from what seems to be a failure in space exploration, even though I'm not very surprised. But let's talk about it. What happened? Tarek, what happened?
And now, this.
This is what you need to know. Astrobotic's Peregrine Lander, launched on ULA's Vulcan rocket, carries NASA instruments for the first US private robotic mission to the moon. The Peregrine Lander is set to land on the moon on February 23rd, conducting a 10-day mission to gather crucial scientific data for future lunar exploration, including the Artemis mission. The first photo taken by Peregrine in space revealed disturbances in the multi-layer insulation, aligning with telemetry data pointing to the propulsion system anomaly. The anomaly, identified as a failure in the propulsion system causing a critical loss of propellant, disrupted the spacecraft's sun-pointing orientation. And yesterday, I forgot to use this amazing sound effect.
It is an amazing sound effect. I was just listening to it and I was like, what the hell is that? I've never heard that before.
I introduced this as like a divider between the key facts that we are talking about and, of course, our major discussion.
Okay, that is very clever.
All right. So what were your thoughts when you heard about the mission-critical anomaly?
The news came, or are coming currently, like all the facts are coming on a very good spot, because currently I'm listening to, on a audio provider I can't name, I'm listening to the Elon Musk biography. And it's interesting because obviously it's all about SpaceX. There's so much about SpaceX, and well, it is failing a lot. And they did fail a lot before they finally successfully launched into space with Falcon 1, and then currently I'm listening to failure in Falcon 9, but it doesn't matter. So what I'm just thinking is, I'm not surprised that this failed because there's so much that can go wrong. Then again, just as we spoke before the episode, it is a governmental funded project, and they have the craziest website. I went to Astrobotic to learn more about it, and did you know that this actually is a website where it is powered by DHL, the packet, like the delivery provider. Did you know when you go to the website, you can send something to moon? I don't know if you knew that. They're really dedicated to moon. And you can plan a mission. And when you go there, you can say what it is. You can say where you want to deliver it. You can either deliver it to orbit. You can deliver it on the moon. You want to deliver it by rover, whatever that is. Big question mark in the air. And that, I know what a rover is, but how does that work? Also, what you can do, also really crazy, what you can do actually is you can then say if you want it, what is it called, temperature controlled, and a lot of other things. I don't know how this is really possible. Oh yeah, you want communication to it. Do you want that it's powered on with how many watts? It is just crazy.
That is interesting.
Right. And so, exactly. So what I thought is, what did they burn? I mean, I know governmental equipment to test radiation levels, water, surface water, and these kind of things, but whose family pictures did they burn? That is what I wanted to know.
The crazy thing is, I knew that the Peregrine mission is part of NASA's commercial lunar payload service. So, of course, they are preparing for delivering packages in the broader sense to moon. But I did not know that this is powered by DHL.
No, and honestly, like in the end, I haven't gotten around to fill something in. But I hope in the last step, I have to do this later. I hope there's a price. I hope. I want to know a price tag. Right. And is it going to be in a range? Like, look, depending on where you're sending, it's about 10 to 30,000 bucks, or what? I don't know. But back to the original thing that happened. I mean, it's very common that you hear that there are leaks in the propellant. I don't know, and area. Yeah, I'm not an expert.
The propulsion system.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, in the other yes. And therefore, I mean, this is a common problem that they're having. Also, the most critical part is launching into orbit. And this is when the most happens. And I mean, this happened more or less right after launch. It has to turn into the direction of the sun to charge its batteries. And so, honestly, again, not very surprised. Not because I don't trust in them, but just because space exploration is hard.
Right, yeah. And I always, I remember that in a past episode where we talked about this, I was ranting about how our space programs, even though we are so modern with high-tech computers and high-tech equipments compared to what we had like in the 60s when we went to the moon for the first time, there's so much happening and so many things are going wrong, and rockets are exploding and satellites are failing and missions have to be canceled and everything. And I remember that Henrike back then said, yeah, it's true, but you have to also compare how many missions are successful and what amazing things we are actually doing. The problem is the media is not reporting on successful missions. The media is only showing like images of exploding rockets and things that are going wrong.
Right.
And I could imagine that even with the Peregrine mission, if everything were going okay, you might have read about this on NASA.com, but not like in the major news outlets who are only jumping onto these news because a lot of things are going wrong.
Right, definitely. I don't know as much as about Astrobotic as I would like to know. I'm very curious to hear. I don't know if you know more, or someone in the comments could explain that to me. I would really very much like to know how much commercial this program really is. Okay, it's partnered with DHL. Pretty sure that this is more of a PR stunt than DHL putting in, like, having a lot of, I don't know, extraterrestrial engineering knowledge. But what I would like to know is how much was this developed by private sector companies? So how much of, I don't know, SpaceX, Blue Origin, or all the other European providers that I obviously don't know the names of, but I know that they're, how much of this was actually in there?
Yeah.
And how much was governmental? How much was NASA? That would be great to know.
Right. I mean, at the end, this whole thing is like a private moon lander, right? It is part of this program. It is funded in quotation marks, partly private, and it's a private company. It's not completely managed by NASA. And so, of course, if you as a private person want to participate in some way, you can do this. And I'm waiting for this day when, I don't know, Mr. Beast, because he has too much money, is sending like a package to moon simply because he can, and is making a video about that. But right now, of course, all the payload that is in there is for those missions. Nobody actually needs to send something to moon, even though I think I read something about the ashes of Gene Roddenberry or something. Was this not on board there, or is it planned to send us to the moon as one of the first payloads?
Yeah, I think so. I also remember that I think one of the first Vulcan missions had something similar on board, and it also crashed. But yeah, I think,
of course,
I think that you're right about this. Yeah. So my final question to you, Karik, would be: would you say we could compare this currently to the delivery drone of Amazon? Is this the next stage of the delivery drone? What do you think?
I could imagine that as soon as we have a settlement on the moon and the base is fully operational, I'm pretty sure that Amazon and DHL are going to have like moon drones that are delivering then packages on the moon, right?
I mean, they kind of have to.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, thanks for listening to Yay Space. If this was valuable for you, you should subscribe to us so you never miss an episode. So until then, stay awesome.